Hello everyone, welcome to Extra Christian History, the part of the show where I talk about the things that I now really messed up and things that I didn't put in the videos. Before we officially get started, I want to apologize to my viewers. The fact that I didn't put this video earlier, I've been a bit busy, especially since the hurricane came through Augusta, and I've just been busy a lot, so I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that this is so late, and uh, forgive me, it's just been a while since I've done one of these videos, so there's that. I want to say just one important announcement. I'm going to change the order of the history show. I'm only going to be posting 3 Christian history videos a year and 1 extra video a year. I'm sorry that it's my fault that this turned out like this, but it's necessary for me. I just want to say real quick that I'm sorry that I've made a lot of these videos very short. I'm doing my best to cut time on these extra history videos and putting them into the actual Christian history videos. Now, that doesn't mean I'll be doing away with these videos entirely. It's just that I need to create longer content, especially with YouTube nowadays, recommending longer videos rather than these shorts like they did previously. Alright, so let's start off with the French and Indian War. So, I just want to say straight up that the French and Indian War is one of my absolute most favorite topics in history, especially in American history, apart from, of course, studying about the Bible and the American Revolution. But it's one of my favorite topics because there aren't that many history channels that talk about it a lot, especially from personal favorite. And when they do, they're more like a sideshow to the larger 7 Years' War. I will do a video on the 7 Years' War, or specifically the 7 Years' War in Europe, and of course the colonial fronts. They will be separate videos as well. So overall, the big disclaimer of this particular video is that it's called the French and Indian War, but I mostly focused on the European fronts, not the Indians. The whole reason that the English were able to launch their final offensive was due to the Iroquois or Haudenosaunee Confederacy stepping in as literal diplomats to the other Indian tribes and convinced them to not attack the English as they pursued on their final campaign. Overall, the Indians played a very critical role on both sides of the war. So as I've been discussing, the Indians played a critical role in winning the war. They didn't fight on every single battle and every single siege. The British lost the Battle of Fort Carillon not due to the Indians on the French side, but due to the tactics of General Montcalm and his French army. Alright, the Unification of England. This is one of my unique videos that I've ever done, the most unique. The reason that it was so short and a bit, it was so little detailed content, the whole reason that this was intentional for me, but it was hard to get around the fact because the unification period that I was referring to centered during the Viking Age and the eventual Viking conquest of England. I was focusing on the unification of England rather than the outright invasion. Yes, I mentioned it, but I couldn't exactly go into detail for the future episode. So, I'm sorry about that, and I know I didn't show any people in the video like I do the cartoon figures, but I'm just sorry about that. It's just the way that I created it. I didn't really bother to do it. I'm sorry about that. Alright, the First Boer War. So, there isn't much to talk about this video, because, I did what I said previously, I really meant it. And this is a fine example. I've really focused on this topic, like, really well. So there isn't really much to talk about. I really summarized the entire history of it in the episode. So, as this video was so easy to do and I really focused in all the details on it, I'm going to change a little bit and talk more about behind the scenes. While this was probably the best content I ever did, like organizing it, this was definitely the hardest one to do, specifically in pronouncing the words, because that name Shoot, I mean, that was hard for me to pronounce, and really to try and find a pronunciation of it. So it took me a minute to do that because I did not want to get it wrong on screen at all. So thank you for that. All right. So this I just thought about. Since I posted the Battle of Little Bighorn video, I'm going to change all of my original settings and focus on this video. So like the Unification of England, I've never done an actual battle before, so I just wanted a unique idea for it. I wanted a new thing because I wanted to change up the scene, and I figured using Lego bricks on a regular table was worth it. And I honestly want your opinion on that. And I did my best to understand this battle. Like I said, referring to the French and Indian War, there aren't that many videos that talk specifically about the battle. I mean, it's one of my favorite topics to talk about. General Custer, a hero of the American Civil War, who goes out and fights the Indians and gets killed doing it. Granted, Custer is not the greatest character. I mean, like a great character in history, he has his background and his problems. So, when I said Custer was looking for a great victory to secure a nomination for president, that is no joke. You see, previously, if you've ever studied Custer, or if you've ever watched one of the series on how the West was won, you'll of course heard about Custer. The extra history team goes real deep into this, but I'm going to go further into it right now. So overall, during a financial panic, the American economy began to die down, and they needed new resources to secure their economy. And in the Black Hills that were given to the Indians, there was reports of gold. And under orders of President Grant, Custer led an expedition. Their goal was to discover whether gold was in there and what amount. Custer did that, but the specific orders were to only report to Grant himself. Custer did that, but also sent word to newspapers about this, and as a result, gold miners flooded into the Dakota Territory and looking for gold. This caused Custer's commission as the commander in the field to be removed, and he returned to his home. And there, he was contacted by a politician who thought that Custer could become the new president. So Custer had his eyes on becoming president, and politically, he was a good statesman, and he was a rising star. So basically, he was a hero of the Civil War and a hero in the Indian Wars. So his political situation was on the rise while Grant's was dying, especially with his term almost over. So with that on hand, Custer realized he needed some sort of last great victory against the Indians. He could potentially become the new candidate to become the new president. So combine that with his flamboyant personality and the background, Custer was all in for this. So this is what caused him to just go off and attack the Indians head on rather than wait for reinforcements. So that basically wraps up everything that I have for you today, but there's one more thing I gotta say. The next topic. So the next topic for the video will be the Third Servile War, or as you may know it as Spartacus's Rebellion. Yes, I'm going to finally talk about Spartacus. So yeah, I will be talking about him very soon. So overall, I don't know the whole schedule yet. Like I said earlier, I'm just gonna wrap this all up, and my next video should come very soon, but well, really on the schedule. I don't know what I'll do later, but that's just the whole plan. So I'm glad you guys tuned in today. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check me out over on Patreon. The link is in the description.